make it look all, make sure our two crusts are together. Take our paring knife. And you're just running the knife on the outside of your pie pan to get that seam closed. And this is the point where if you want to go back and do, some people take a fork. It's always my mom's thing. She'd always take a fork. I really like doing the pinch. So it's two fingers pinching, one finger pushing. You can do that. I like that look to my pies. This is also the same technique if you're making like savory pies. So for instance, last week for dinner, I made a red lentil and stewed cauliflower pie. So I made all my fillings like a shepherd's pie, but used lentils and cauliflower, and then strained some of the liquid off, thickened it, poured it back in, but a thicker version. Okay, here we go. So that's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is take my pies, and I'm just going to pop them in the freezer because I just want to make sure I set that dough a little bit more just before we bake them. Okay? So I will be right back.
So we just had a math question. Is Pi Day celebrated every year? Yes, it is. But the 2015 was 3.14 March 14th and 2015 1.5, the first few digits of pi. So it was a historical event. However, the official time that we generally celebrate Pi is March 14th, and it's 1:59 p.m. because that's 159, the rest of the digits of the first few digits of the pi, because we know pi keeps going on forever, never ending.
All right. Okay, so just while we're waiting for our pies to cool down in the freezer, one of the reasons we bake them after we've put them in the freezer is to kind of chill that dough, because it's that in-between temperature that can kind of spoil your pie. And what I mean by that is it's that in-between temperature. If it's sort of room temperature, it could cause your dough to pull and your butter to melt, because you want that butter to bake before it melts. So you want it to happen very quickly. So if you start with warm butter going into your pie crust, going into your oven, it's a little bit, sorry, we have another one of these that's on a remote. I should use that one. It's a little bit easier or you'll get a better crust if it's cold butter, because then your butter just rises. Whereas if your butter sits at that like melting temperature for too long while it's in the oven, it'll just melt, and then you'll end up with a crummy dough. It won't have those nice layers. It'll be very dense, very brittle. So, yeah. Okay, last but certainly not least, we are going to make our egg wash. Okay? This is a very, very simple process, but one that is often overlooked. So, I'm going to set up a strainer, separate my egg. Oh, I broke that one. Oh, no. So we don't want to use the white for an egg wash, just the yolk. So if I was doing this in a bigger batch, I'd do probably a couple, but for two pies, I'm pretty sure we can get away with one yolk. So I'm just going to pass that into the tammy or to a strainer, and then I'm going to push this through. The reason that we strain the egg yolk, okay, is just to be able to get any of those sort of cordy things out of the way. And you guys didn't see a thing that I just did. Sorry, so I'm just straining my egg yolk through a strainer into a little container. That's it, okay? And the reason we do that is so that we can get rid of any sort of like cord or anything like that that would be still attached to the egg yolk. Because if you bake those on the side of the pie, they just don't look as nice, okay? And then with that, we're going to go back to our ice water. And so my ratio is going to be 3 parts egg yolk, 1 part water, or 33% water. So I have about a tablespoon of yolk. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of water. Give it a quick stir with my pastry brush. You can do the paint test. So paint the side of it. If it holds or it runs, it's good to go. Okay? Perfect.
So another math piece here. So 3 parts to 1 part, right? So that's 33%.
Yeah.
What did that happen? Basically, it's 1 over 3, which is 0.3333. So that is 33%.
Love it. Okay, I'm just going to grab our pies and we can get them into the oven. Oh, wow. Okay. Here we go. So I'm just going to brush them with my egg wash. Okay. Very liberally. Make sure you get the crust in those rivets, in those divots, everything that we did. It's just going to help it kind of caramelize and get a little bit more of that beautiful golden brown. Some people will tell you to egg wash a couple of times. One of the best pie making chefs in the world. If you're really interested in pies, he just came out with a book. It's called The Pie Room. His name's Callum Franklin. He's based in London. And he says that the most amount of times that you can egg wash something with results is 2. So if you really wanted to do it, I find for sweet pies, they only need 1. But if you wanted to put these in the fridge, let them sit for 20 minutes and then egg wash them again, that's what they recommend. Okay. So now I'm just going to grab a piece of parchment paper to catch any of that sugary liquid that overflows from our pies. That way it doesn't burn onto our tray. And one thing to keep in mind, we're in the restaurant, so we're using professional grade parchment paper. I know just at home or the stuff you buy at the store isn't nearly the same quality, so keep that in mind. So what we're going to do, sprinkle a little bit of that grainy caster sugar or the raw sugar. Oh, sorry, wrong camera. So this is just raw sugar. It's heavy, big grains of sugar. And we're just going to sprinkle that on top of our pie. Okay? Just kind of give it some of that caramelization on top, that nice color. Not much. All right, and then these are ready to go in the oven. So they're going into the oven. In the center rack, low fan. We use a convection oven here, but you can use a dead air. You can use an electric oven. The results will be the same. Okay? How long does the pies need to be in the oven for? About 30 minutes. All right. Okay.
Awesome.
So we'll check back in on them in about 15 minutes, or you'll be able to see it. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. There we go. Perfect timing.
That's awesome. Wow.
So I can email you. Yeah, I can email you a photo of the finished pies.
Oh, that would be great.
Maybe we can share it that way.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. This was so great. Thank you so much, Chef Rory.
Oh man, sorry, I don't know what you're having with my camera. It just goes blurry.
We thoroughly enjoyed this session. I think I'm speaking for everyone here. That was amazing. We are putting this recording on the website, the Pi Day website, so everyone can view it later as well. And
perfect.
So much for answering questions too. We had so many questions.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'll send you some photos of the finished pie, and then maybe we can add that to the end of the picture or end of the video.
That sounds good. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Wicked. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. Bye.